Come to Sam Ash for hundreds of exclusive holiday deals on music and sound gear from the most iconic brands. Save big on professional and starter guitars, drums, digital pianos, horns, violins, DJ, and electronic production equipment. Supercharge your home studio with deals on podcasting, streaming, and AV equipment like speakers, microphones, headphones, and acoustic treatment. Plus, with 36 months no-interest financing on thousands of items, you can get the gear of your dreams right now. From our incredible selection and service to our lowest price guarantee for over 95 years, real musicians know you only go to Sam Ash.
Realizing my potential has been what my career has been all about. Things that I've dreamed about have actually come true.
The Patriots have won Super Bowl 36. Unbelievable.
Things have happened in my life as I kind of hoped they would happen. It's been, just a complete evolution. You know, how I just kept kind of fighting and clawing to continue to power forward. You just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you keep trying to make progress. So when I look at over 20 years, I look how far I've come. But there's not one step that I took where I realized, look how far I've come. But those series of steps that I put together, I go, wow, that's quite a journey.
You're now in the Sports Web, a sports talk show for the hardcore fan. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of the evolution of Sports Talk Television live here nightly on Bucks Report. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen. Welcome, buddy. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Great to be out here at the deck. Beautiful sunny day at Isla del Sol. Make sure you guys, if you're in the area or if you're not in the area, get in the area. Great drink specials, great food specials. Come on out and join us.
Yep, absolutely. We are only a week away from the Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course, the Bucs have been busy. We've got some breaking news here, according to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network. What's going on?
Yeah,
Joshua Cole Allen.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, fulfilled their practice squad with some normal names that we know. Reed Sinnett, Raymond Calais, Josh Pearson, Sorrell Grayson, Tanner Hudson, Zach Bailey, Zach Shackelford, Nick Leverett, Jeremiah Ledbetter, Benning Potoa'e, Chappelle Russell, Herb Miller, Mazzy Wilkins, Javon Hagan, and Dakota Dixon. But that there's 15 players back on the practice squad that were, with the team through camp. The one spot left went to quarterback Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen is the big news. Of course, former number 10 overall pick of the Arizona Cardinals just a couple years ago is on the practice squad. So I guess my question to you, and of course we've got Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy out here. Let's go to him really quick. Let's get him in on this on our double shot here. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Doing great. And here's the thing, with us right now, live at the deck, the big news is Josh Rosen.
Yes,
is Rosen the future quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Because I tell you right now, former first-round pick, he's going to be on the practice squad. He's going to get that opportunity to learn from a Tom Brady and, of course, everybody else that's on this roster. But kind of a surprise here, boys, that the Bucs decide to go in on Rosen.
Yeah.
Guys, it's not a surprise. I mean, the moment I heard that we knew that when the tanking for Tua started with Miami, 18 months ago, and we knew that Josh Rosen had got a bum deal in Arizona when they brought in little Kyler Murray. And I mean, I'm not saying this guy's set out to be a Hall of Fame quarterback from the get, but he's had a couple of bad breaks in the last 3 years. And the moment you hear that Miami could not get a trade partner for him, I don't know about any other Buck fans out there, but the first thing I'm thinking is, how do we get him on our squad to maybe develop into the future quarterback for the Buccaneers?
Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the guys going back to college, he's had 6 offensive coordinators throughout his career. He's got some new talent. It just takes someone to really develop that talent. One big thing, Greg Auman's reporting that Ryan Griffin is due his base salary if he's on the roster for Sunday, week 1. If we know, and if you don't know, any veteran player or player that's on the squad week 1, their salary becomes guaranteed for the rest of the season. Ryan Griffin is due $945,000. He's making more than Blaine Gabbert right now. If he gets cut and Rosen gets elevated to that practice squad, Josh Rosen is making $3.6 million guaranteed as part of his contract. So he came here obviously for the opportunity to learn under a Tom Brady with a Clyde Kitchenson, a Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich. He's coming here to learn and gain that experience and gain that knowledge. I think he's got the talent. We're going to see if they can harness that talent and bring him on.
Joshua, are you saying that contract, that guaranteed money in Josh Rosen's contract, just like with Leonard Fournette from Jacksonville, that Miami is still going to pick up that guaranteed money for us?
Yes, they're on the hook for the $3.6 million. It looks like they're going to have to pay that to him regardless of what he signs. The Leonard Fournette situation is a little bit different because he had to file a grievance against the Jacksonville Jaguars to get that, I think, $4.2 million. But if he does, it's another situation of double dipping right there. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. The guy's making his money. Do they put him on the active roster, take a Ryan Griffin, and get that quarantine quarterback? We know that they can protect 4 quarterbacks. Starting on Tuesday, they'll be able to name those 4 players, not quarterbacks, 4 players on the practice squad. So we'll see if he's one of those guys. We'll see if there's some shuffling there. They have a total of 5 quarterbacks on the team. Obviously, a starter in Tom Brady and your number 2 in Blaine Gabbert. But they also have Ryan Griffin on the active roster, Reed Sinnett on the practice squad, and Josh Rosen now on there too. So it's unlikely they carry 5 quarterbacks. We'll see how that plays out. It's going to be an interesting scenario. If they do carry 5 quarterbacks, I look for one of those guys to be on the practice squad to be protected and be on the quarantine list.
The other big news is that Mike Evans restructured his deal yesterday, so that frees up about $9 million. So, some people were kind of equating that, maybe picking up a Jadeveon Clowney, but of course, as we found out yesterday, Clowney signed with the Tennessee Titans, exactly. So that rules it out. But, guys, is there another move here that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers make, maybe a Clay Matthews, or is this just basically saving some money like they should because don't ask me about budgeting money. I have no idea how to do it. Get up here to this place, I'm going to spend all my money on the food and on the drinks because they're great.
You know what's great, though, Peter? I think the point you make, and this is coming from when I was talking to Blake Ruffino from Talk Anything Sports or Say Anything Sports on Friday night and in your stead, and he was talking about how much the Saints were they didn't want to admit it, but they were hanging a lot of their hat on trying to get that Jadeveon Clowney to come to New Orleans to put more pressure on Tom Brady. I mean, they didn't say it that way, but we know when the cards are laid on the table. And to hear Jadeveon goes back with Mike Vrabel because of the familiarity in that defense and ends up in Tennessee. That's a loss for the New Orleans Saints, and just maybe one of the negatives going into this weekend for the first game.
All right, stand by. Let's go out to the phone. Yes, we are here. Go out to the phone lines here because we are taking calls today. Let's go out to this phone line if I can see it. Yes, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. You're on the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. What's on your mind?
Oh, well, just talking Bucks with you, Pete. Always fun.
Absolutely. What's on your mind, Joe? What do you think of these moves that the Bucks have made?
Absolutely incredible. Couldn't have been any better if I tried.
I mean, Tom Brady coming to, of course, Tampa Bay. You have Rob Gronkowski. You also have Leonard Fournette, who was just signed. They got rid of Matt Gay. So they're definitely making some moves. And as I've always said on this show, it's Super Bowl or a bust, right, Joe? Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And what did I say last year? When the Bucks get rid of Jameis Winston, this team will truly realize their true potential.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they cut down on the turnovers. That's for sure. I mean, those turnovers are definitely going to be cut down. You look at Brady's numbers last year, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So you have to think that he's definitely going to cut down on that aspect, which is going to help your defense out, not only help your offense out. And then again, they improved their running game. They improved the tight end position. Your wide receiving position is unbelievable. And I happen to think that the defense, which is really being overlooked, which played a lot better in the second half of the year, number 1, number 2 in a lot of categories, is going to be even better.
Well, and going forward on that, I think, Shaq Barrett does not get talked about enough.
No.
He is one of the best linebackers in the league, in my opinion. Devin White coming back year 2, he'll be better. This front seven, especially up front, you still got Vita Vea, Jason Pierre-Paul, and Ndamukong Suh. They can still play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So certainly, this front seven gets overlooked. But mainly, I was looking at the schedule before the signing of Fournette, and I was thinking 12-4. I mean, but now you add Fournette. I mean, I'm thinking 13-3, 14-2. Am I crazy?
No, not at all. And we'll probably make some predictions here down the road. I don't know if we're going to make them today, but for me, it's already been given away. Super Bowl or a bust. And with getting a Leonard Fournette, who, by the way, had a career high in yardage gained from not only receiving with 76 catches, but also from the rushing aspect, he was able to stay more healthy. It gives you that bell cow running back that the Bucs have not had in a while, ever. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And then you add Ronald Jones to that, and also LaShawn McCoy. So, I think definitely this running game is a lot better than a lot of people. It's a lot better than it was last year. Let's just say that 26th overall last year, you had to improve it. So,
I definitely agree with that. I mean,
now, do you think Leonard Fournette's inconsistency with Jacksonville had to do with the fact he was always the main guy and he had to be, the bell cow, and now maybe that he's not the main guy, he'll go back to those yard numbers?
I think it's the fact of it's a terrible organization, Josh. I mean, it's an awful organization at this point. Everybody's kind of looking to get out of there. They're looking to tank for Trevor Lawrence. Every player knows that. You had a Ngogwe who got out of there. You have a Jalen Ramsey. Tampa Bay, Ray, you want to comment about the Fournette situation? Some concerns by fans out there about he's got kids out there. So let's go out to Tampa Bay, Ray. What do you think of this situation with Fournette? Well, you got to unmute yourself. There you go.
So,
well, okay. Go back.
I'm gonna put him. There you go, darling. Well, I wanted to do a special PSA for all of our fans out there that are going to be joining us out here again a week from today, just under 158 hours. I actually Googled it, 157 hours and 49 minutes until the Bucs play the Saints next week. And we're going to be having our parties out here at the deck. Just a reminder, everybody, until you're seated at our table, you and Josh sat down for wings there and you're enjoying a nice lunch. And until I sat down at my table inside here, I'm still wearing the mask. We're still maintaining social distancing and doing those COVID protocols. calls, but that's not stopping us from having our game day out here at the deck at Isla del Sol. So next week, remember everybody, bring your masks, maintain your social distance, but come out and celebrate with us as we watch the Bucs get off to an undefeated start against the Saints next Sunday from New Orleans.
Now, we were talking to Joe. Joe's on the line with us right now. Again, open phone lines. We have another 4 lines to talk with you. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. The question about Fournette, is there any concern with you, Tampa Bay, Ray, with the Bucs acquiring him, that his bad attitude is going to wear off on that locker room?
Absolutely not. And it's not just because of the fact that Tom Brady brings in, and, people aren't just going to bow just because of Tom Brady, because of who he is. He's going to earn that. And he earns that through his passion, and he earns that through his drive. But we were talking about with Blake Ruffino on Friday night, Blake, when I was filling in for you, Peter, when I was filling in for you, which thank you for letting me have that opportunity.
Sure.
Blake Ruffino points out that even going back to the 7th Ward in Louisiana, and when Leonard Fournette was coming out, and then at LSU, he's never been that kind of a guy that caused those troubles. He's never been a me guy. And he also pointed to the fact, I don't think it was discussed enough, that Devin White, he was hearing through back channels that Devin White, another former LSU Tiger, who was a freshman when Fournette was a senior, because Devin White was originally actually brought to LSU as a running back, but he had something to do with Leonard Fournette deciding to come to the Bucs. And so you put those things all together in like a jambalaya, if you will, and I'll say that for the Louisiana tie-in. I don't see that Leonard Fournette becomes any kind of an attitude issue.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's the big-time key here, guys, is the fact that, look, Fournette, 4th overall pick in 2017. Joe, what do you think of this situation?
Well, I think Leonard Fournette is an absolute beast. And I think, people say, well, he's inconsistent. But, I mean, if you look at the offense in Jacksonville, they never really had a good quarterback to balance him out. He was always the main guy there.
Yeah.
So, now that he's in Tampa with Tom and this receiving core, which is just, I mean, this is probably the best receiving core I've seen in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm a Patriots fan, by the way. Okay.
You're a Patriots fan. Well, you had a guy sitting right next to me here, Joshua Cole Allen, who's been a Patriots fan for a long time.
Yes,
and
sir.
he even said when all these collection of weapons were gathered in the offseason and now adding Fournette to that and LaShawn McCoy, it's gotten even better.
Yeah, Joe, I'm from 603 as well. So
I'm from New Hampshire.
Salem, New Hampshire.
Well,
So
there
I
you
moved
go.
out
It's a
there.
small world after all. There you go, guys. You guys are bonding here on the Sports Web. I got to love it. All right, what else, Joe?
Well, I compare this offense to two New England Patriots offenses. One in 07 when they won 18-1. And the other in 2010 when Brady won MVP when they had Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. That's actually more close to what I see here with O.J. Howard and Gronk, because apparently Gronk, from what Arians has been saying, is looking like his old self.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what you hear from Coach Arians. He said it's himself, 5 or 6 years, he looks like that type of tight end. He's not wearing the elbow pad anymore.
Yeah.
What do we think about, the reps? How many reps is he going to get? Is Bruce Arians, playing a poker game with, defensive coordinators? Because once again, you not only have to game plan for a Mike Evans and, of course, a Chris Godwin, but you have to also game plan for a Gronkowski and O.J. Howard, a Cameron Brate, and Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
And Scotty,
Under the
that's the one guy
Justin
I was
Watson.
talking about.
Yep.
Scotty,
Yep.
I watched the video of this guy. He caught like 7 balls.
Yep.
Like at one time. And when Tom Brady says you're reliable, I mean, I think that's a pretty good recommendation.
It's going to be interesting all season because Bruce pretty much said, and this is what it's going to come down to, the hot hand. Whoever's doing, there's so many players at all their positions that they're just going to rotate players in and out, and it's going to be matchup dictated based on who they're going and where they can exploit the matchups that week. And like Peter just said, who do you cover? Who do you double? You double one guy, you're leaving someone else over. And whoever's got the hot hand is going to continue to get fed the carries, continue to get thrown to the ball to, and continue to be a playmaker in this offense. So I think week to week, you're going to see guys that just go absolutely bananas and go off on the football field. And it's going to change every week because there's going to be so many different options that people have to prepare for. It's going to be same thing with on defense too. I mean, a full healthy Devin White, who's been working on an array of pass rushing moves. Levante David will finally get some national recognition and hopefully some recognition from defense. You got a full year of JPP. Vita Vea is going to play some more snaps, and we saw he was the 6th most disruptive pass rusher from the defensive line position in all of football last year. Todd Bowles says he's going to get him more snaps. Shaq Barrett's coming back, and the key thing in this and with this defense is it's another system in Todd Bowles. Another year in Todd Bowles' system, and these players are going to have more comfortability to, instead of knowing where do I line up, well, how do I do this, what's the scheme, what's this, they're going to go out and play freely. And if you've ever watched the Todd Bowles defense in Arizona or New York Jets, when they get the system down and they're allowed to be, freelancing and playmaking, it's over for an offense.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think Todd Bowles is finally back where he belongs. I mean, a lot of these guys are great coordinators and great at their craft, and they try to be head coaches. There's such a long list of guys that try to be a head coach who are not that successful. And then went back to be OC or DC, really where their niche is. And Todd Bowles is a phenomenal defensive coach.
Josh McDaniels, another.
Yeah. No, I mean, look,
I think he's a phenomenal coach.
To me, the sky's the limit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020. A lot of expectations. I get it. It's 2020, but anything is possible when you have the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady, who has a big-time chip on his shoulder. Yes, he wants to prove to the world that it wasn't just Bill Belichick. It was his talents, and he brought his talents here to the Tampa Bay area, so we'll see how it works out. Joseph, thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you. Definitely call back on the evolution of sports talk television, all right?
603.
Also, I want to say one more thing. This is the first time in my lifetime, and I grew up in New England 20 years, just like Josh did. This is the first time I've seen all Tampa sports be better than Boston sports, all three of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually kind of hard to comprehend. Lightning, Bucks, and Rays.
Yep, you're really exactly right. We found out last night the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Eastern Conference Final will face the New York Islanders tomorrow night, so we'll try to have that game on the big screen when we're doing the Sports Web. Yours truly, along with the Tampa Bay sports broadcasting legend, Mr. Al Keck, at 9 o'clock. Would you shut up? And then we'll have, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays right now doing a great job in Major League Baseball. They're leading the Yankees by 4 or 5 games. And then, of course, you got the expectations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So all is well here in the Tampa Bay area, Joe. Thanks a lot for your call.
I think it's my good luck. I mean,
maybe it is, or maybe it's the fact that you left the Bay Area. For that, you get this. I'll give you a cannon. Here we go. Good stuff, man. Thanks a lot for calling the evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right.
Always, Peter. Always good to hear from you.
All right, good to hear from you. All right, good stuff here.
Hey, Peter, can I ask you a question real quick?
Go for it.
Tell me, didn't Joshua and you have a bet about the Rays Bruins series? Wasn't there something going on with that?
Yeah, we did. I mean, what's going on with that, Joshua Cole Island? Where's your Tampa Bay Lightning gear?
Hey, I'm not buying garbage. I mean, if you want to supply it, I'll wear it.
Not buying garbage? What are you talking about?
They're trash. Yeah, they're trash.
All right, let's go on to the web ends here. Start some trouble with the.
Just wanted to tell you, Matt Gay, other players like that, did not get picked up either. There were some rumors that Gay might go to the New England Patriots. So those are the guys to take a look at who might be on other teams or might come back after some of these guys are placed on IR.
Right.
As reported by Greg Auman, you're going to have guys like John Molchan and John Hurst go on the IR list. That would free up spots for AQ Shipley to come back. Look for those to happen fairly soon with the next couple hours or so, and the signing of Leonard Fournette becoming official. But I wouldn't be surprised they put Tyler Johnson on the IR because he was banged up all throughout, training camp, and maybe try to bring Dario Ngubale back to the roster.
Well,
speculating, but
we can definitely get into that in a little bit. Let's go out to the webheads here, read these comments from these guys. You got Eric saying, hello, Bucks report. Daniel, Bucks just signed Josh Rosen to the practice squad. We just talked about that, Brent. Josh Rosen, this got interesting. That was a great move. John says, I like the Rosen move. Andrew, what's everyone's thoughts on the Rosen signing? Let us know in the comments. Absolutely, Patrick Day. Definitely makes sense for learning from one of those great quarterbacks. Dean says, great move for the future. Let's see here. Eric, was a great move. Bucks, Tom Brady back up here. Troy writing in, I had a feeling after reworking Evans' contract, they're going to bring someone in. I don't necessarily think that's the move everybody thought or anticipated that they were going to bring in. They could have something in store for us. We never know. Look, it looks like after that.
I could see them bringing in a player, though. I mean, they have Andrew Adams there in safety, and He's a veteran guy, but
Sure.
a guy like Demarius Randall came available. If they wanted to add another cornerback because of the flexibility of some of their safeties back there, I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Great move, says Travis Faley. Audio sounds good. Good stuff. We finally got it together here. Let's go out to Patrick Day. Not only tickets can come down in price.
Yeah.
Johnny
going
Dean
up.
says, hey, what's going on? Super move. I'm proud of my team, says Clayton Young. Let's see here. Cody, I'm pretty sure Ryan Griffin is now gone with Josh Rosen signing. Is that what you think at this point?
I think that is. I had Ryan Griffin not making the team. I think that with the years he's been on this team, he's kind of shown you what he is. Possibly a number 3 quarterback with very, very limited upside. I just told you he's making more than Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
I think it was $945,000. I think that you can release him and then bring Josh Rosen on. Josh Rosen is going to command the veteran minimum. He is making $3.6 million with the Miami Dolphins. So
Sure.
you bring him on, you put him on the active roster because he's someone you want to build. He's someone you want to develop.
Absolutely. Let's go out to Cedric Robinson. Come down to the deck. Sarah Diamond live after the show. Absolutely. The Deck Bar and Grill. It's hot out here, but I tell you right now, I think it's going to be cooler here. Great drink specials, great food. We had the wings before.
Wings are
they
great.
have spaghetti and meatballs on Monday. I mean, there's a lot of good things here at the Deck Bar and Grill in Isla del Sol.
Absolutely.
We'll get Cedric on here. He'll go more. Let's go. Bucks, fire those cannons. Hold on a sec here. This ain't the audible. This is the Sports Web now. All right, let's go back out to Dana. Lather up that sunscreen, boys. It's hot one today. It absolutely is very hot. And if I didn't have a tan coming in, more than likely I'm going to have some sun. It's going to be most likely sunburn. Absolutely. Join us next week. We'll have your pre, half, and post-game editions of the Sports Web. The evolution of Sports Talk Television. Join the 65,000 following we have here on Facebook, of course, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And, of course, on Bucks Report Twitch channel. Definitely check that out as Tampa Bay Rays trying to get in here. Let me read the rest of these comments, Tampa Bay Ray, and then we'll get back to you, all right? He's just coming in. Did Dare get claimed by a team?
He did not.
Not sure yet. Fournette definitely makes up for competitive in the red zone for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks going to win the Super Bowl this year. Andrew says Raiders are looking at him. Bucks are going to have a solid power offense this year. We talked about Fournette a little bit. We can talk more about it. Let's see here. Nothing confirmed, but he is talking with the Raiders. Douglas says Winston versus Rosen 2022. Any news on Earl Thomas? No news as of yet, Eric. How about Griffin? Left outside linebacker free agency. Could get him. I think he's talking about Clay Matthews. They did sign Rosen.
Yeah,
he is on the practice squad, according to Tom Pelissero. Open phone line 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web live at the Deck Bar and Grill in Isla del Sol. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen, one of the hardest working writers here. We got Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, what's going on with you, buddy? We got you muted. I don't know what's going on there. Hold on. Let's get him off of there. Let's get him back in sound. You got sound now? I can't hear you, bud. Hold on. Okay. I think we lost sound with Tampa Bay Ray, so Tampa Bay Ray will have to get back on here. The other big-time story was basically the kicking battle has been decided at this juncture. We talked about Matt Gay. It came down to consistency, and obviously Ryan Suckup was more of the consistent kicker than Matt Gay.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because Matt Gay was a 5th-round pick. Obviously, they drafted Roberto Aguayo in the 2nd round. It just seems like that they can't draft kickers. But apparently, according to Tesla Sports, the Buccaneers are signing another kicker. Hold on a second.
Let me mute you out here, Ray, because there's sound right there. Hold on. Go ahead.
Apparently, to reports, Brett Tesler. I'm not sure who he is. He doesn't have a check mark next to him. But on Twitter, he said multiple teams offered Greg Joseph a practice squad opportunities and said that currently testing protocol with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and be signing there. Kicked for the Titans last season, the Browns the year before. Talented guy who has a bright future in the league. So there you have it. Greg Joseph might be signing to the practice squad. They'll have to make a subsequent move to move somebody off that practice squad. Maybe you see a Josh Rosen get promoted to the active roster and Ryan Griffin get cut to open up that spot.
All right, let's go back out to Tampa Bay. Ray Kennedy here will unmute your sound because it is loud there. I got a question for you, my friend. The kicking situation definitely got decided with, of course, Matt Gay being cut. Were you surprised by that move?
No, not only was I not surprised, but I'm not surprised by the fact that the Bucs might be looking to add someone else, because going back to 3 years ago when they drafted Roberto Aguayo, the highest percentage field goal maker in college football history, or when they come into a season and they try to think, okay, we're sure about our kicker's position, it almost seems like bad mojo at this point to say, okay, Ryan Succop is our guy. But we've seen Ryan Succop. We've seen Mr. Irrelevant from the 2007 draft. We've seen the success he had in KC and the success he had in Tennessee. And the fact that this guy's got a phenomenal leg, a great field goal percentage, and most importantly, is going to make those short field goals and extra points, which is why I was not surprised at all by that decision.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, once again, it came down to consistency with this team, guys, and it kept on being echoed and said by the coaches and the Keith Armstrong and the Bruce Arians. So obviously, they didn't get enough consistency, enough consistent kicks from the 30, 40-yard line. That's why they went with the Succop. So I'm not surprised by it. And I think that when Succop was brought in, we kind of knew that Matt Gay's days were over with, and you had that competition. And obviously, it didn't necessarily work out. What were some other surprises?
Let me ask you guys, honestly, think about this. Which is more of a momentum breaker? Sending a field goal kicker out to kick a 60-yarder, and they barely miss it, or they miss it left or right, which we know going back to the competition between Gay and Succop. We see, Succop was missing some of those really long field goals that Matt Gay, the Ute boot, has that leg for. Or is it more of a momentum breaker to drive the entire length of a field to get into a touchdown situation, send your extra point unit out there, and then you flub the extra point? To me, I say that missing that extra point, much more of a momentum breaker than missing a very long field goal. And at the end of the day, that's where your bread is buttered, and that's why Ryan Succop is your kicker for 2020.
All right, I tell you what, let's hold up on the comments. Let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. You're on with yours truly, along with Joshua Cole Allen and Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. What's up?
I'm just listening. I think that, why is the Bucs this time picking?
I can't hear you. Go ahead, Eric. Now, what's up?
Bucs just signed another kicker to the practice squad.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, I've got some more information on that too. So the guy's name's Greg Joseph. He kicked for Cleveland in 2018. He played in 14 games. He was 17-20, perfect inside the 39 yards for 11 kicks, perfect inside there. He missed two. Missed two outside of the 40, in between the 40-49, and one outside of the 50 for 51 long kick. His field goal percentage was 85%. And then last year he was with the Tennessee Titans for 2 games, only kicked some extra points, perfect 9 for 9, 100% there. So you see some consistency, and that's exactly why Matt Gay's not being back on the practice squad, because Bruce Arians was not thrilled with his consistency. So he passed through waivers. Matt Gay could have came back.
Hold on. Go ahead, Eric.
Are we going to have kicking competition?
No, I don't think there's any kicking competition. To answer your question, they're going to just go with Ryan Succop. They're going to have an extra kicker in case there's an injury or something that doesn't work out. We don't know, the whole situation. Once again, the roster is fluid, but I'm kind of thinking the reason why they're keeping him on there is because Succop has had some injury problems, especially last year, right?
Yeah, and he's a young kid. He's only 26 years old. He showed promise in his first season with the Cleveland Browns. Not sure what happened last year. I'll do a little bit more digging, get some information if he was injured or just out of the league. But he's another young kid. Ryan Succop is a veteran of 9 or 11 years. So how many, sorry?
Hey,
all right, what else, Eric?
You guys can bring Homer Griffin back from Florida? You can bring him back to Florida?
Who?
Griffin.
Ryan Griffin, the quarterback?
No, the linebacker.
Everson Griffin? Oh, Shaquem Griffin from the Seattle Seahawks. So he was cut recently this weekend. He was an amputee brother of Shaquille Griffin.
Right.
Could be a possibility. You never know. I mean, he showed good hustle and spirit out there. He is from St. Pete, right up the street. He's fast. He's got good hands for, being an amputee. I think that He could be possibly, consideration, maybe practice squad eligibility. We'll have to see how that works out.
Yeah, I mean, again, the roster is fluid. We're just getting into the beginning stages. Jason Light can always make some moves with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Anything else, Eric? Huh?
Does Bucks have any interest in Earl Thomas?
No, I don't
so.
think there's going to be any interest in Earl Thomas. I think that you could put that to bed. Unless, I just don't see it. I think they're happy with their safety situation with the Whitehead and, of course, in Edwards and Antoine Winfield. I think they're definitely happy with that safety situation. So Earl Thomas, I don't think, is in their plans. Anything else, Eric?
Do we have
money left? Yes, they have. Yes, they have $9.95 million, which they freed up yesterday with the Mike Evans restructure. So we'll see how they have, was it 9.9 or is it 9.5? I think it's 9.5.
I think it's 9.5.
9.5. What now?
Scotty Miller. I think
who's going to be our third receiver, and who will be the starting running back for week 1?
I think Scotty Miller is going to be that third wide receiver, but there could be game plans where you see Justin Watson line up there. I think it's more game plan specific between those two. You'd love to see Tyler Johnson take that spot sometime in the season.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it goes back to what Coach Arian said about the reps. 400 reps missed there. He's not able to get the playbook, and then on top of it, being injured, that's not necessarily a good thing. So he's definitely behind the 8 ball at this juncture. Good stuff.
Hey, guys, I wanted to ask you, is anybody here surprised if Scotty Miller's not back there on the very first punt early in the game trying to set the tone in New Orleans? I still think Scotty Miller, even though he's the number 3 wide receiver and he's showing the potential and he's getting that connection with Tom Brady, I think he still gives us our best return in the punt game on our special teams. Are you guys not agreeing with me on that?
I definitely agree with you on that because he's got an aspect that you can't really teach on this team, and that's speed. We need greasy speed. He's got that speed, and you definitely have that back there. So, and he's got experience. Who?
I'm going to disagree. Jaden Mickens. I think he's on the roster for that reason alone. He's a former 2-time AFC Special Teams Player of the Week with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's got a 72-yard return and a 63-yard touchdown return on his resume, and I think that's really why he made this team, is to be that returner for kickoff and punt return.
Well, it's kickoff. Is it punt?
I think it's both.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Didn't work out for you too well last time you bet me on something, right? And we're back here at the deck. We'll get Cedric Robinson on here, the GM on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen. We got Tampa Bay Ray there in the back, so let's get him. Let's add him to the broadcast, and then let's also get, I don't know what he's doing right now. I guess he's moving around. Let's go ahead and go out to Rick Hughes. Rick Hughes, welcome to the Evolution. How you doing today, buddy?
Great, man. You guys look like you're having a great time.
We're definitely having a great time out here at the deck. It's a beautiful place. It's a little bit hot, but that's Florida. Give me your analysis on these moves. By the way, bang up job to all of you guys, Joshua Cole Allen, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, and of course, you, my friend, who went twice live on a Friday. Good job by you.
That was a fun day.
Yes, it was. Go ahead and give me your analysis on these moves that the Bucs made.
As far as Rosen, everybody, I mean, the excitement over Rosen, I don't understand. I wish I did, but I don't.
Let me give you the 411, if you will. The excitement is that he's gone to two piss poor organizations in the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. He was a former 10th overall first-round draft pick, so the potential is there. And if you let him learn under the greatest quarterback of all time and a Tom Brady, and by the way, a quarterback whisperer in a Bruce Arians, I think that's where the excitement comes from. Go ahead.
I hope you're right, but you're getting excited over a practice squad player who he played year one. Yes, he was a 10th overall draft pick who got cut. Or traded. I don't remember which one happened. Okay. So he got traded and went somewhere else and then got beat out by Ryan Fitzpatrick and sat the bench. And then in year 3, he's now down to the practice squad. So every year it's gone backwards, not forwards. Now, I hope that you're right that he can be developed into something. But I can't think of any other player who's gone down the sort of a path that we're talking here and said, oh, wow, this guy looks like a starter in the future. I don't see it. He got beat out by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Okay. I mean, this is not debatable. This is not maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He got beat out by Ryan Fitzpatrick last year.
How good did they do last year, by the way? Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins.
Please,
they did okay. I think 5 wins.
That's okay. I mean, that's a bad organization. That's an organization looking to win out. The point is that Rosen hasn't gotten the opportunity to the key word to develop. So the excitement is, and albeit, I get it, he's not going to be your starting quarterback. So relax. Everybody relax. He's not.
There you go. Thank you. Give me more of that, Peter. Give me more of that.
I mean, this team has not had a quarterback first round to develop. They have the opportunity to develop him. So the excitement is he's a former first round quarterback that's never had a chance to develop, that's going to get the great opportunity to do that. Josh, will go on.
Yeah, I mean, he was drafted, and before that, like I spoke earlier, he had 3 different offensive coordinators at UCLA. He's going on to his 7th offensive coordinator since he started his college and pro football career. And to make your point, he was traded for a 2nd and a 4th round pick, 5th round pick, excuse me. So it wasn't like he was, got for peanuts a 5th round pick. They got him for a pretty, lofty price they had to give up. And yeah, he did get beat out by Fitzpatrick, but again, he was on his, on his 6th coordinator at that point.
So now he's on his 7th, and you're expecting more. This is the thing that. Listen, I hope you're right. I actually hope that you're correct.
I would just say, look at the scoreboard. I mean, if Bruce Arians and this Tampa Bay Buccaneer organization is looking to get him on the practice squad, I would think they probably know just a little bit more than everybody else.
The reason why
the practice squad.
Well, he's the only reason that he's even made up the practice squad, Rick Hughes, is because he was owed $3.6 million, and no one was going to claim that up for a reclamation project. And I agree with you. I'm not donning him the starting quarterback. I'm not handing him anything. I think that he's got potential. I think that last year he went to a system with a rookie coach who's a defensive-minded coach. That's why they brought in a Ryan Fitzpatrick, so they could give you the best opportunities to win games, because let's face it, he's not the best He's not going to be the best guy at developing quarterbacks since he's been on the defensive side of the ball. That's why they brought in a Chan Gailey this year to help develop Tua Tagovailoa. I think that he shows potential. Like I said, I don't see him lasting on the practice squad for long. They're bringing in a kicker. They're going to cut one of these quarterbacks off the practice squad. I think they're going to stick around with Reed Sinnett. I think they're going to bump up someone like Josh Rosen to the active roster, and Ryan Griffin's the odd man looking out in this.
Should we go out to our third shot here? Let's go out to the third shot here. Let's go out. What do we got going on here? What's going on? How you doing? The mic is muted, I think, so you got to unmute the mic. Yeah, that's not good. We gotta mute the mic. The mic is muted for some reason. Yeah, we'll go back out there. But you're exactly right. We're live here from the deck in Isla de So. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. If you want to talk about Josh Rosen, Leonard Fournette, the Matt Gay cut, who made this team a Quentin Bell, who, by the way, was an interview on this platform, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391.
Let me say this real quick. I'm not unhappy that the Buccaneers signed Rosen. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm happy that they have him. There's depth. That's great. But I know let's say if the Buccaneers win in New Orleans 17-14, there's not a lot of offense. Everybody, full well. I mean, I said in our chat room, let's do a poll. When are we going to see the first post where somebody's going to say Brady's too old, put in Rosen? I know it's ridiculous. I know, but this is what we're going to start hearing. And it was such a great year where everybody was on the same page. It was a beautiful kumbaya. Finally, all the sides are together. No more one, pulling over here, pulling over there. Everything was great. And now, it's coming. It's coming. Somebody's saying, well, you should give Rosen, because look at how great Rosen. He was a former 10, number 10 pick overall. He never had a chance. He should be starting. We're going to hear it.
Well, look, they're fans at the end of the day. I don't have a problem with it because it's up and down. It's been a roller coaster ride in 2020, but I don't expect this team to score 17 points the first game. I don't either.
But there was an abbreviated training camp. It's got the first couple weeks. Everybody here agrees that the first couple weeks are going to be a little weird. They're not going to be normal. We don't really know what to expect in the first couple weeks, and they're not necessarily a reflection of what you're going to see in the long term.
All right.
Defenses are in a better position than offenses are at this point at the beginning of the year.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go out to this third shot here. What do you got going on? Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. How you doing?
Nope.
And we don't have your sound. I don't know what's going on here. Well, we got no sound on her, so we're going to have to get out of there. Let's go ahead and go back here to this. Let's go out to the phone lines. I think we got a phone caller here. Let's go out to, I believe, Johnny Dean. Go ahead, Johnny Dean.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Well, he called in, so call back here. We'll get you back on here. But all right, let's see. Oh, I think we got her now.
I think I'm back. Yeah. Hey, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to the evolution.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm enjoying my lovely champagne raspberry float, which Cedric make here at the deck. It's awesome. We're just new from Michigan down here, and we are excited about the whole Tom Brady situation down here. Gronkowski, yeah.
How excited are you about this team? Yeah. How excited are you about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020? What's your prediction?
Super Bowl
Bowl
contender for sure.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But these are also Super Bowl contenders. Cedric makes a mean cocktail here at the deck. It's awesome. So it's great here.
Apparently, yes,
Everybody
he does.
needs to come down here. The food's great. Everything's great. The atmosphere.
You like it? Well, you're on the evolution of Sports Talk Television live here on Bucks Report. You're joining the 65,000 following we have here on Facebook, of course, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and, of course, Bucks Report Twitch channel. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen. Anything else you like to say about the deck? Because I'll tell you what.
Amazing.
It's
amazing. Everybody needs to come out here and check it out.
All right, let me get you back in the lobby there. Thanks a lot for coming on the evolution, all right? There you go. Let's go out to the phone lines here. Let's go out to Johnny Dean. Johnny Dean, welcome to the evolution. You're on with yours truly, Joshua Cole Allen, and Mr. Rick Hughes.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Doing good, bud. What are you doing?
I'm not even going to go there. I mean, you spent like the last hour arguing about Rosen, so I'm not even going to go there.
I mean, what? Let's go there. I mean, to me, it's pretty easy.
I got a whole different angle here, okay? Joshua just said it perfectly. Joshua said everything that I want to say.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to know about this new kicker, man. I'm looking at his stats. He missed 3. Are those 3 kicks that he missed? You said 17 out of 20 or something like that?
Correct.
All right. Are those 3 kicks he missed? Are they? What range are they in? And what part of the game were they in?
One was a 50+, and the other 2 were between 40 and 49 yards. The other kicks he made were, I'm not sure the games. I can get that information, but he was 11, good for 11 within the 39 yards. So, like I said, guys, a young kid. He's 26 years old. He was signed towards the end of the season last year with the Tennessee Titans. Didn't have to kick a field goal, but he was perfect on extra points, 9 for 9. It looks like he even maybe punted before too. So that's something that actually Bruce Arians talked about, that if they're going to bring in someone to the practice squad, they wanted someone with punting experience too. He had 2 punts for a 62.9 punting average. He's done good work on kickoffs. It looks like 68% touchback rate. So, I mean, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
But to Rick's point, he's just a practice squad player. So why are we getting excited about a kicker?
I mean,
guys, let me interject here, though.
Think about
Wait,
that.
hold on, Rick. Hold on. Let me interject here. I'll just say this because of the Buccaneers' history since Connor Barth, since Matt Bryant, Buccaneers' last decade of history with place kickers. The last thing you're going to do to Ryan Suckup is say, "Here's your job. Don't screw it up." Wheels hit the ground in 156 hours in New Orleans, and the pressure's all on you. You bring in a young guy in a practice squad, it takes a little bit of the pressure off. It lets Ryan find his happy groove, and the Buccaneers have no kicking troubles in 2020.
Go ahead, Rick.
We're getting excited over a kicker on the practice squad. I want you to stop for a second. You know, do you realize every year you have to deal with, as it is, the best player on your team is your backup quarterback. Now we have to deal with a guy that's a backup kicker on the practice squad.
I'll give you one thing. Hold on. I'll give you one thing. He was also the kicker for the playoffs. He was perfect in the playoffs.
Playoffs.
So.
Awesome. If he's the starting kicker, let's talk about him.
Pressure situations. Like I said,
I get it. If he's the starting kicker, then awesome. If he beats out Succop, then great.
But
right now, I'm so excited about this team that's going to be playing in New Orleans. I'm so excited about what this team is now, the starters. I'm excited about the 53. I've never been more excited about this team right now. Screw the backups for the moment.
Well, my point, though, guys, is, though, and Al Keck will talk with Martin Gramatica on Tuesday night on the Al Keck show. My point is that of the 53 active members of the roster for an NFL team, the place kicker is the most in their head position, without a doubt, other than like long snapper, because you've got hashtag just one job. But what I'm saying is that you bring in a young guy because you're trying to let Ryan Succop just take one less thing off his brain. Ryan's a great kicker.
I was putting pressure on him and bringing another kicker in, taking pressure off of him.
Because it's not making all the Buccaneer fans say, "All right, Ryan, it's your job to screw up. Here you go. Let's figure out a way to hump the pooch."
Sure, they are saying that.
We're developing a young kicker.
Now that's exactly what they're doing now, because now there's a guy who's sitting there on the practice squad that half the fans are now going to say, "Oh, he should be the one kicking."
Well, Rick, though, he's a 13-year veteran. Ryan Succop, for as consistent as he is, he's not a spring chicken. So to have a developmental player behind him, and if it at all takes some pressure off of his psyche,
I think it adds pressure to his psyche. Now there's somebody hunting his job right there. I don't see how that takes pressure off of somebody. I mean, if you've got somebody looking over your shoulder, they say it about quarterbacks all the time. You don't want somebody looking over your shoulder.
All right, hold on. Let's go out to Johnny Dean. Johnny Dean, go ahead.
Okay, Peter.
Yes.
What do I always preach about?
Development, my friend, and depth.
And depth.
Yes.
And depth.
Yes, the two
That's
Ds.
why I'm
I like the
excited.
2 Ds. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no problem with having the guy back there. It's just, oh my God, things were, everybody was pulling together and in one direction and happy. And now we're talking about guys on the practice squad being the future. I mean,
because
now
the practice squad was announced today. This is news. It's a topic. Practice squad was announced today. We have all week to talk about this team and how they're going to do against the Saints and what to look forward to. Today at noon and coming through the pipeline, our practice squad announcements. That's part of your team. That's 16 players. That's going to help get your team ready. This is what we're talking about.
But a backup kicker, we're developing a backup kicker.
Oh, backup kicker, a quarterback that was a 10th over. Hold on now, a 10th overall pick. That is a shocker. It is a shocker. And look, I don't think there's any fans out there that think Josh Rosen is going to take Blaine Gabbert's job or Tom Brady's job.
Oh, I bet you. Oh, Peter, come on. You've been in this business way too long to think that people right now aren't saying that he should take over Blaine Gabbert's job.
Hey, they're so down on the fans lately, my friend. I mean, they're making this thing go, and then they have their expectations. And if they're excited about getting a 10th overall pick to develop in the next couple years under Tom Brady, I can understand where that excitement is coming from. It's not to say he's going to take over the starting job. The thing is that most likely the Bucs have finally found their quarterback that they can develop into their franchise starter in the future. Not now, but in the future. Right, Johnny Dean?
Absolutely. And one other thing, though, I am one of those people who think that he can actually beat out Gabbert.
He may be able to eventually, but I don't know if he's going to do it now. He doesn't know the offense, and Bruce Arians is comfortable playing Gabbert. So
I think that's exactly what he was brought into was to challenge Gabbert and stuff, and to have a real solid backup there, and somebody who can stand on the sidelines, learn the playbook, call plays, and all that shit. So
I don't have a problem bringing him in. I want to be clear about that. Okay. I don't have a problem bringing him in. We're sitting here a week from game day and we're talking about a backup kicker on the practice squad. This is why, to me, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I get it. That's part of what the talk is about. Yes, we just created the practice squad. Yes, we just signed this kicker, but oh my God, look at this team. We just cut down our 53-man roster. And we're not talking about the 53-man roster that we just made moves for. And this is our team that we're going to be playing with. We're talking about a freaking backup kicker.
You're talking about also a quarterback.
It's news. It's breaking news.
We're talking about this team overall. We've talked about this team overall. So we started out with talking about Leonard Fournette, who you weren't so excited about getting, and you didn't even think they would get him, but
I said they weren't going to get him. I've owned that. I've owned it. I said they weren't going to get him. Did I not also say that they were going to kick the tire, that I was fine with them bringing him in, kicking the tires, see what happens?
That's why fans get excited, because they want to see this team improve through depth and development. Johnny Dean, anything else?
Other than the kicker thing, okay, calm down, Rick. Let me think. Okay? The kicker. So what I was getting at, I was asking Joshua about this before all that went haywire.
Yep.
The kicker, dude, is he seems like he's a duplicate of Suck Up. He hits the same ones that Suck Up hits, and
Sure.
misses the same range from Suck Up. I don't understand why they didn't bring somebody in that could have that longer range and a little bit. Maybe they're not out there.
I think he's had limited opportunities to kind of show what he's been able to do. Again, only 20 kicks in a season in 14 games. That offense in 2018 for the Cleveland Browns, they weren't moving the ball as much. It's going to be interesting to see him come out here and see what he can do.
Yeah.
That's the point of bringing these guys into the practice squad and bringing them in, is to kind of see what their ability is and see where they can find a role on this offense and see if they can.
It's for depth, Johnny Dean. I think it's for depth. It's they want kickers who can kick the short kicks consistently. They brought in depth for that reason.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, let's go back out to. Excuse me here.
One last thing.
Yes,
One last thing.
sure.
I'll hang up. Now, do you see any team with as much depth at quarterback as we got, except for maybe the Ravens?
I don't see a team out there. The Kansas City Chiefs maybe on paper with their offense. Of course, the Bucs will meet them later on in the year. But honestly, besides the Ravens and the Bucs, I don't see anybody. And I don't know how Shannon Sharp can get on a program and say still that the Saints are a better team than the Bucs. I don't understand it. It's all about, I guess, what the Saints did last year. But this is the National Football League, which means not for long.
Yeah.
And just because you've done well last year doesn't necessarily mean it's going to carry over to 2020. Good stuff, Johnny Dean. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you. All right.
Absolutely.
Later, guys.
Oh, later. All right. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. It's the Sports Web.
I can hop out. I didn't mean to crash the party here. I just I wanted to throw in a little bit of.
Well, you're killing me because I was trying to do the intro, so this is what you get for killing my intro here. All right, let me start this again. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen and Mr. Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats, who's debuting a show next week. Go ahead and tell everybody about it, my friend.
September 13th. We're going to talk some football, hopefully starters. We're going to talk some football, have a good time. Basically, long story short, I like just talking with you guys. I'm not the expert breaking news. I'm not that guy. I want to be the guy sitting in the stands talking with you. That's really what this is all about. And let's have a good time talking football.
Absolutely. Let's talk football. Let's have a good time talking football. And, of course, that will debut next week after the post-game edition, which should be a fun one, whether they win or lose. I happen to feel like they're going to win this game.
I do too.
So, let me put you back in the lobby here. Let's go out to the dude really quick. We'll get you right back on here in a moment. Let's go out to the dude. Dude, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's on your mind?
Hey, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. First off, what SPF sunscreen are you guys using? You guys look a little red right now.
Nothing, my friend. Nothing.
Florida,
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, dude. Everybody says, Peter Blake, you got no sun. You got to get some sun. So I'm getting out in the sun. Everybody's like, well, you got too much sun. It's like being a Bucs fan sometimes. Ronald Jones is on this team, so you can't get a Leonard Fournette or a LaShawn McCoy. Yes, you can. You can't make anybody happy at this juncture. So I'm just going to get some sun today. If it's sunburn, oh, well, we'll deal with it. But what else is on your mind?
Wanted to kind of say Shannon Sharp to Shannon Sharp's comments. But, brother, there's a better chance of you finishing first at Belmont in the race this weekend. As far as I know you caught the horse face reference. Okay.
Ouch.
Shout out to the deck. Shout out to mycannabiscard.com. But before we do that, before we get off here, or at least I get off here, It's a beautiful day. It's nice and sunny. There's live music at the deck coming up right after the show. The Buccaneers now have 2 quarterbacks on the practice squad. As you said, Josh Rosen. And Bucks Report's famous. We love the guy, Reed Sinnett. So we know Joshua has a little bit of a interview time or camera time with Reed, as well as you. But Joshua, give us a little insight on Reed. What do you think he's thinking right now with, he gets signed to the practice squad. 5 minutes later, they add Josh Rosen too.
I think that, it's more adversity. He's faced adversity his entire career, having to sit for the first 3 years of his first 4 years of his college career, finally getting to start that last year and showing what he can do, leading the league in efficiency. I think that, he's up to the challenge. I think he sees it as more competition, and he's not going to back down from it. He believes in his strengths and his talents, and as do I. And I think in a normal year, if Ryan Griffin, the battle between them, I think he would have beat Ryan Griffin out for that number 3 spot in a normal offseason. And I think Josh Rosen's more competition. Listen, if you get a chance to get a former top 10 quarterback that's only 3 to 4 years, I think 3 years out of the draft,
3 years,
you take it.
Yeah,
you take that opportunity, and I think he'll find it at more adversity. He'll work through it.
I mean, what's your thought process on this, dude? They get Josh Rosen. I get it. He's a practice squad. Rick is saying, people are getting too excited about it. Jeez. Dude has been, I think dude is done there. I think he just tapped out there. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can go back out to Tampa Bay. Ray, let's go. What's going on there here really quick? I don't know what that is. I guess
game room
game room shot there. There you go. That's a game room shot. Let's go out to Rick
lot
Hughes.
Of stuff out here.
Rick Hughes with your cat in the background. What's your cat's name?
That's Fuji. He just made an appearance, apparently.
Fuji. He was telling you, he's nipping at you because you were nipping at him.
He's got my back.
He does got your back. Okay, Quentin Bell. Surprised by that? Divinity doesn't make it. Quentin Bell is your guy. Why did you think they selected Bell to make this
Not
team?
at all. I thought Bell had one of the best opportunities to make this team out of that outside linebacker group. And they surprised me, and they went with Cam Gill as well, which was talked up about their special teams coach, Keith Armstrong, a lot. They both like their speed, their ability to get after the quarterback, but mostly their special teams contributions. They both kind of showed out all camp. They had that live scrimmage 2 Fridays ago in the stadium. They really, stood out to both the coaches, the players. Bruce Arians mentioned him multiple times. Flying all over the field, and he could really, noticed him. He'd have to check the tape, and apparently they liked what they saw. He'll be someone that they can use. Speaking with Blake Anthony, they can use in packages with his speed. The guy runs a 4.4. He's 250 pounds. Lightning quick speed. They can set up certain packages to have him get after the quarterback, and obviously on a special team. So,
Rick Hughes, what else did you take out of the?
Trying to block the cat for you there.
That's okay. That's okay. Anybody can be in the shot. Of course, get yourself down here next week at the Deck Bar and Grill in Isla del Sol. It's the Sports Web, the evolution of sports talk television. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Joshua Cole Allen, Rick Hughes from the Chief Seats. What do you take besides the kicking position? Because we talked about that ad nauseum about Matt Gay and Leonard Fournette. What else do you take out of this situation involving the Bucs?
Look, this roster is awesome. This is an exciting year. There's so much to be jacked up about. There's so much to be just really, really pumped up about. I am so happy about this team. I am so excited and ready for football next week. I can't begin to tell you how much I'm looking forward to as Gene Deckerhoff would say, when toe meets leather. I cannot wait for that moment, because this is the most exciting team that the Buccaneers probably have ever had. Ever. I've been a fan since year one. I've never gone into a year more excited, even in the Super Bowl year, than this year. What's not to be excited about? This is just awesome. And you guys, look at, you're out having fun at the deck. Could this year be any better? Really, seriously, I know it's been a horrible year in so many ways, but in some ways, literal and figurative, look at how the sun is shining down on you in Isla.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's definitely shining down here. Let me go back to that shot right there. We're going to have Cedric on, the GM here of the Deck. and get your, let you know what's going on here next week. We're only 7 days away, Rick Hughes, from Saints and Bucks at 425. We'll be on air probably about 10 or 11 o'clock here. Got to get this guy on. He's been a part of the Al Keck show here. Go ahead, get in there, right there, my friend, on that mic. Just sit down there, get your drink there. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing just great. It's a wonderful day in Florida, especially here at Isla del Sol, out here on the Tierra Verde area. The Islanders rock out here on St. Pete Beach. So you guys got to get down here and enjoy this.
Absolutely. What do we got to look forward to? Just get a little bit closer to that mic. It's all right.
Okay, so what we got to look forward to, of course, we're starting off the season September 13th. Kind of a great watch party out here for the Bucks. Nobody's going to be in the stadium, so you might as well come out.
That's
here
what I'm saying. Everybody's like, we're not going to be in the stadium. Get down here at the deck. It's a little bit hot. You're most likely going to have a sail up. We'll have some fans out here, but there's going to be TVs all across here, all across this aisle. Great food specials, great wings. I've had them. They're unbelievable. I'm a wing connoisseur. Love them. And everything else here has been fantastic, including the service and, you being a GM and all the management is absolutely, been, hospitable to Bucks Report and the Sports Web, the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We appreciate you.
We are very excited to be in cooperation with the Bucks Report. I get all these updates now. I feel like I'm almost like a Bucks sports reporter myself. I mean, you guys are so on top of it all the time. And, that's my team. Been my team since 1976. And now, man, I'm working close with the Bucks Report. And we're going to have it out here live during the game day. We're going to make sure we premiere the Bucks games, and we're COVID ready.
Yes.
So if you have any concerns about coming out and having a good time and being in a crowd of folks, we enforce all our mask rules, I guess. But remember, outside, no mask are necessary. And inside, once you get into a stable position, you can remove your mask. So we've made this very COVID ready. We want to make sure we have a great Bucks season and enjoy this new Bucks team because, man, the excitement around here, I can tell you one thing. Last year, I had all Patriot fans. Now they're all Tampa Bay Patriot fans. I know we're the new Tampa Bay Patriots. But I tell you what, you guys come out, you're going to enjoy the game. You're going to enjoy the service. And, of course, with the Bucks Report being here, giving us play-by-play, come on.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We got your pre-half and post-game editions of the Sports Web. We got Cedric Robinson, GM of the Deck Bar and Grill, on with us in the evolution of Sports Talk Television. 1976, you've been a fan. What's your favorite Bucks memory of all time? Does this go back to the Orange days? We got Johnny Dean, who's a big-time Bucks fan, been a fan forever. Is there memories there? What's your favorite memory being a Bucks fan?
1979, winning the NFC Championship on I guess you would say a strike season. I will take it. Doug Williams, one game away from the Super Bowl, 3 years old as a team. Just great players at that time, so personable. Football's huge now, and it was huge then. But the players would meet you in the tunnel. They sign your autographs. And at the same time, we had a losing team, but I got to see Tony Dorsett play live. I got to see Roger Staubach play live in my hometown. So, those memories all the way up to present day, the Bucks, you can't say die about the Bucks. You're going to be with them.
Is this the most pressure-packed year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020? With all the expectations, is this the most pressure-packed?
I love the expectations. Whoever thought
you're not afraid of the expectations? There are a lot of fans out there that are kind of scared of those expectations. You're not one of them?
Guys, take it. It's the Bucks. We got 5 primetime games, my friend. We got so much media coverage going on with our area right now, besides just the beautiful weather and the landscape and everything else. The Bucks are prominent.
Yeah.
Even if we haven't played a game yet, we're prominent right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's nowhere to go but up from here.
Sure.
So great expectations. I love the expectations. You can go into a season with the Bucks and think, okay, here we go again. But this year seems so much closer. And man, if we can have a Super Bowl with our home team at the Bucks Stadium, that's it. I'm history. 2 Super Bowl wins, 1 at a hometown, first time ever, right? That'll be history.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Absolutely. So record prediction. I know you've done it before in Al Keck show, which, by the way, can be seen and heard here exclusively on Bucks Report. 9 o'clock, the Al Keck show. He's interviewing Bucks great and Martin Gramatica, former kicker.
Love Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So he'll be on there at 9 o'clock live on Bucks Report. But prediction this year in 2020, giving us one?
I'm going 11-5.
11-5. Okay.
Win the division.
Okay.
Okay. And I say that we play the Patriots in the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay.
Wow. Patriots and Bucks in 2020. Tom Brady versus Cam Newton. Tom Brady versus his old team at Raymond James Stadium. I like it, my friend. I like it a lot.
I'm calling Vegas right now.
We're only a week away from all this starting up. You guys got to get out here. If you can't go, you're a webhead. If you're not a webhead, get out here to the Deck Bar and Grill. Tell them where it's at.
Deck Bar and Grill is 5901 Sun Boulevard. We're in St. Petersburg. The zip code is 33715, but we're on the island between the mainland and St. Pete Beach. So we're right in the middle there. You can't miss us. We're right in front of the Isla del Sol golf course and country club. Beautiful area. You can't miss it. Sundays, we have all kind of drink specials. We're going to start a tailgate special with the Bucks Report. So you want to get out here early, get your seats. We want to make sure everybody's safe and feel comfortable when they come out to our place. And like Peter just said, TVs are going to be being put up as we speak.
Yes.
So that we have more outside seating and more enjoyable time for your game watching experience.
Absolutely. That's Cedric Robinson of the Deck Bar and Grill. Thanks a lot for coming on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Like I said, a lot of exciting times coming. We are just a week away after this show. It's going to be 6 days, and it's going to go fast. We got football on Thursday night between the Chiefs and the Texans. What kind of, really quick, specials you got? I know the spaghetti and meatballs on Monday is fantastic. I mean, is that going to be here on Monday Night Football?
On Monday Night Football, you're going to get a huge bowl of spaghetti and homemade meatballs. Okay, it's only $5.99. We want to make sure that we don't come out of your pocket too much. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Thursday night game.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Monday night, spaghetti night, spaghetti meatball here at the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol.
This guy right here.
Right here, something about food.
I swear to God, he's like a creeper sometimes. I love him to death, but he's like a voyeur. He's watching.
Somebody says it's spaghetti and meatball night down here at the Bar and Grill. And, I love Cedric again. Thank you for all your hospitality. But I love the fact that you make it because this special year, this COVID-19 2020, and the fact that we're limiting the month of September, there'll be no fans at Raymond James at all. But it brings me back to my old days when we used to come down here to the Bayway, going out to Fort DeSoto. But the fact that we have a party going on down here for every Buccaneer game Sunday, from every home game, every away game, every game up through 55 Super Bowl, we have a party going on down here at Isla del Sol at the Deck Bar and Grill. So I just want to accentuate the point again. People, come on down. We got our masks. We're keeping it socially distanced. We're still respecting COVID-19 protocols, but come down and enjoy the Bucks games because the Bucks Report will have it covered live for you here at the Deck Bar and Grill.
Tampa Bay Ray, who's that little guy in that? Is that Cannon right there?
This is Cannon.
Go ahead, get him up right there. Let's hear from Cannon. Let's hear from him. What's up, Cannon?
Cannon, that haircut is on point, my
friend.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Looking sharp. Get him on the camera. Put him on your lap there, bud. What are you doing? You all right? He ain't talking. He's shy. He ain't talking. All right, so there you go. So, finish that up with the specials.
And to just let you guys know, Sarah Diamond is about to start performing here. If you haven't seen Sarah Diamond, come down. It is acoustic, pop, country. Her voice is like an angel. So she's going to be playing for us here between 3 and 6. But as far as Thursday is concerned, for the Thursday night games, $5.99, 8-ounce Angus burgers with all the fixings. We're not going to let you not have a good time down here. And that includes all the drink specials that we have. Sunday, we have all kind of crazy drink specials. Right now, I'm drinking the Summertime Splash.
Oh, very
nice. That is fresh watermelon, fresh cucumber, watermelon schnapps, and some Bacardi Limon. I shouldn't be drinking because I'm at work, but, I had to do this promo. So,
Well, there you go. You've been on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Like I said, that mic will never bite. You're always welcome here on the Sports Web. Looking forward to working with you and this great establishment you got here in St. Pete. Is going to be fun times that are going to start here next Sunday. So thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. The Bucks Report, Al Keck Show, Josh's show, and Peter's show, Cup of Morning Ray. Guys, let's just make this a fun season. We're not going to let this COVID shut us down. It's football season.
It's football season,
Come
baby.
on,
We
football
need it.
season.
Absolutely. Let's get it. All right, my friend. There you go.
Take it easy, guys.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. Cedric Robinson from the Deck, the general manager here, just telling you what to expect. Open phone lines. You guys have been quiet today. I don't know what's going on. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. We'll have Joshua Cole Allen when he wants to get on here. We'll get him back on here if you want to. But I'll tell you what, let's go out to the webheads here, Cedric. Let's read some of these comments, and then we will get back to it because we missed some comments here. Let's see. Let's go here. What's up, Ray?
I just wanted to get in on the party. Hey, we got like Cedric said, we have the entertainment going on live in here, and there's so many things going on down here at the deck that I moved into the game room. But again, this is where it's going to be. This is where starting next week, September 13th, and even if you can make it down on Thursday night for the Texans for the Chiefs game, but this is where it's going to. This is where your NFL game day is going to be, and we get it. We're all respective of the COVID-19 protocols and 2020 and what this has meant to all of us. But like I said, we got our masks. You get up from your table, you put your mask on, you go to the restroom, you come back, you keep the mask on while you're ordering with your server because, not that it's required here at the deck, but it's just politeness. But we're all still maintaining our COVID-19 protocols, but that's not, like you and Cedric pointed out, that's not keeping us held up from celebrating the start of the 2020 NFL season.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing that's key here. He's going by all the social protocols here. There's safety issues. We got everything covered here at the deck. So definitely come out, support the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And as Brian Ford said, fire those cannons.
Fire those cannons.
There you go. All right. So like I said, thanks a lot, Cedric, once again for coming on the Evolution. All right.
No problem.
All right, buddy.
See you guys in the weeks coming.
See you in a week. All right. So there you go. Cedric Robinson, GM of the deck. Let's go out to the webheads here. Read some comments. Let's go, Bucks. Bring your passion. Man, the Bucks are still making moves. Hey, Peter, I've been misinformed. You can play with the pewter alternatives in Madden. That was you, Mike. That was you putting out fake news and bad information. That is absolutely true because I've done it. Not a big deal on Madden. That team looks stacked. I know you don't play Madden, right, Ray Kennedy?
I do not, but I tell you what, when I come down here to the Deck Bar and Grill, I do get those Washington apple shots, and they are pretty good. So I'm letting everyone know, you come out here next week for that first game against those New Orleans Saints, ask the bartender, ask him for those Washington apples, and it's a special Crown Royal shot. It's pretty good.
That's not what I talked about.
I do not.
Nobody cares about your drinking habits, okay? I've asked about Madden, and you took it a totally different direction there.
Peter, let me ask you, though, and I'm not trying to pick on Mr. Rick Hughes from the Cheap Seats because I know he got off and he was on earlier. Rick always gets off, but we'll go there another time. But do we not understand the fact that with this talent, Ryan Suckup, now we've got our 2020 kicker, and nobody said all of a sudden the Buccaneers bugaboos with the kicking history is gone, but bringing in a developmental kicker like Joseph is not only going to take a little bit of the pressure off of Suckup, but it's going to let them know that, look, we understand that every one of these 53 positions is a fluid position, constantly developing for the future. And is that not what good teams do? Always looking to develop for the future?
No, I definitely think you're always looking to develop for the future. That's the reason with the Bucs. I think that's why a lot of people are excited about a Josh Rosen and the kicker, and maybe they shouldn't be so excited, but I think fans are just getting excited about everything with this team. And everything that this team has touched in 2020 has been gold. It really has. They haven't done any wrong. If you're doubting where Jason Light and the Glazers and Bruce Arians and this coaching staff has this team right now, I don't know what you're doubting, because to me, they've knocked out the park, Ray Kennedy. With the offseason acquisitions of a Tom Brady and a Rob Gronkowski and a Leonard Fournette and the Sean McCoy, with the drafting of a Tristan Wirfs and the Antoine Winfield, everything that this team could do, re-signing their defense all together, I don't think you could ask for anything more than what you got here. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and read these webhead comments until somebody let's get him out of here, because I don't know why he's a part of that broadcast there. Let's go out to the webheads. Open phone line 727-255-0391. We got Josh. Oh, excuse me. I thought you were Joshua Cole Allen. You're not. That would be Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Welcome to the Evolution, my friend. What's going on?
Keeping it real. Again, like we wanted to make sure everybody understands we are still adhering to these COVID-19 protocols.
Yes, we are.
Because we're not pretending that all of a sudden, because September 13 rolls around and the Buccaneers can start that 16-0 undefeated season, that we're not still dealing with a pandemic. So make sure you guys understand. You come out here next week to watch the Bucs versus the Saints, and you come out here to have a little bit. And is there not, Peter? You and I have been together doing this now for 3 years now?
It seems like we've been doing it forever. And honestly, the relationship that me and you have developed, Best of the Bay here, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, my brother. Co-host of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. We've been developing this chemistry starting out at Fergs, on the sidewalk
The
talking
Apollos,
about yes,
the Vipers, the Bucks.
the Apollos. We started out with the AAF, the Orlando Apollos, and now here we are talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020 with Tom Brady and all these wild expectations that could happen. And I hate when people say the fans are getting too excited. Fans, you need to get excited because it's the Bucks' time. It's time for you to get excited with everything that's happened in 2020. Absolutely, get excited about this team going into this year.
Can you not? I mean, you know, my father and your father, who I hope to God they are sitting next to each other above, watching down
I hope
below
so.
and enjoying the
My
fact
dad
that,
shakes his head a lot when some of the things I say, but
you know what? We wouldn't be. We're working it because we
Yeah.
got them shaking their head.
Yes.
But my father and your father are watching from above, and they're thinking, "Are you kidding me?" With the off season this Buccaneers team has
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Brady, Gronkowski, signing we have two Pro Bowl wide receivers. Then we bring in a Fournette, and now you put Rosen on the developmental squad.
Yeah, I
mean, how can you not be excited?
do we go with our predictions or do we save that for Friday night?
I made my prediction, guy.
What's your prediction?
16-0.
Wow.
I know it's bold, but that's what I'm saying.
16-0 Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. They go undefeated and win the Super Bowl.
The thing is that, and I'm not trying to knock down Nick Bonacani, who we lost this last season. One of my favorite things each NFL year is to see when the last undefeated team loses and the Dolphins are able to crack that bottle of champagne. Because I mean, Dolphins were by separation down. They're 4 hours down southeast of us. We always liked the Dolphins because when the Bucs sucked for so many years, pardon the expression, the Dolphins were our runner-up team. But what I'm saying is that I see in this team a boldness and a maturity level that 16-0 should not be unattainable.
I'll tell you what, let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome, Johnny Dean, the professor. Welcome back to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. You're on with yours truly, along with Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy.
I just needed a Heimlich maneuver, man. 16-0, Ray, really?
Yeah, that's Tampa Bay Rays going 16-0. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what he's going with.
One game at a time. If the next game's the most important game, one game at a time. And I think that with Tom Brady at quarterback and the motivation that this team has, and you know the best part, Johnny Dean, because you're old school like me, is that regardless of what happens in 2020, the steps this team is taking toward maturation this year alone is setting us up for at least a half a decade of great Buccaneer football.
Yeah. No, I
The
definitely.
last part of that statement, I 100% agree with.
Yeah.
First part of that statement, Ray, I think,
Johnny
you're getting caught up I think you're getting caught up in all the hype, brother.
Well,
I know
that's
you're confusing what you want to see
Right.
with what your head says is reality.
Right. Where do you lie on this? Have you changed your prediction with this team with the Fournette signing? Has that changed your number prediction on how many wins the Bucs will have in 2020?
No.
No?
I'm still at 11-5.
11-5.
11-5,
Okay. All
which
right.
at this
That's
point isn't
respectable.
11-5 like the best year the Bucs have had in what 15 years?
Yeah.
I mean, let's just put it in
Super Bowl year is
perspective.
what, 12-4?
12-4 Super
Yeah.
Bowl year, and it took us 3 years to get there, and then a coach change to get there. But 11-5. But what I'm saying is that I'm not saying it's a slam dunk because this. Well, Johnny Dean and Professor, this team has not shown up and done crap yet. They've won the offseason hands down. Give them the Lombardi,
I was
right?
responding to Tracy. I'm sorry, you guys heard me talking.
Oh, no,
okay,
it's
you're
okay.
talking to Tracy.
But what I'm saying though is
Tracy
that
good? Is Tracy
how
good?
is Tracy? Tracy, how are you, darling? We're good as
Well,
long as
good.
you're good.
We're out here in the sun. We're baking right now. I'm trying to bake my face and I'm trying to bake, try to get some sun. Give everybody what they want. Or, Peter, you got no sun. I got some sun now. I guarantee you, I'll get some sun now tonight when I go to sleep. I probably have to put some vinegar or something like that on there. Most likely,
I'll bring some aloe
Yeah,
for you.
there you
for
go. Aloe, that's what it is.
But
There you
what
go.
I'm saying,
that's
though-
why you're my co-host, right there,
Brother,
buddy.
I'm
You
there
got my
for you.
back.
What I'm
Yes.
saying, though, is I'm not saying 16-0 is a slam dunk because I know it's 53-53, man-on-man, mano-a-mano, week to week. But what I'm saying is if any NFL team in the last 20 years has had the makeup, the character makeup to give a perfect season a run, this is the team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a slam dunk, but I'm saying it's a possibility.
Okay, let's limit this to one record break.
Sure.
Okay, let's just say the Bucs get to the Super Bowl.
Yes. Super Bowl or bust. It's hard to
No,
say.
don't do that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do the busting. This is the Super Bowl. Okay.
So let's say they get
Super
to the
Bowl. That's it.
In that aspect right there, just that alone,
Okay.
will put them in the record books forever. They'll be the
Absolutely.
first team to ever get there. Okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Now
Yeah.
you want Ray's getting greedy, man. And I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the screen right now. Peter, you pull off the headset. Ray, I'm sorry, but you look like Mickey Mouse with the mirrors.
Oh, because of the
Jeez, what's going on here,
Well,
Ray?
I'm
What are
trying
you
to-
doing?
I just want to let people know again, the fact that we're but I won the Showcase Showdown, so don't even try. What I'm trying to make sure we want to mandate to everybody down here is that because I am, but we're still trying to maintain the fact that nobody's saying come running down here. We're going to have some kind of amazing, a crazy party next week. But as far as look, we're at a deck here. The seats are the tables are 10 feet apart.
Yes.
We're still maintaining social distancing. We're still respective of the COVID-19 protocols. But I get that Raymond James isn't going to be open for September, and neither is the Mercedes-Benz Dome there in New Orleans. But if you're looking for a place to come down safely and socially distance, enjoy the Bucks winning that game 1 next week against those Saints, come down and join the Bucks Report, because we're making this a thing. Peter, you and I, like you said a minute ago, we've been working for 3 years to make this a thing, and I think this year we got a shot at it.
I definitely think we got a shot at it, and it seems like it's been 2 years. So last year was our first year. So, and it really,
2+.
yeah, I mean, to me, it's blown up. You have a 65,000 following on Bucks Report on Facebook. The webheads, they love it. They keep on calling in. We have phone lines. We have PA system here. We got everything that you want. We can involve the fans and also keep them at somewhat of a safe distance. One of us will wear a mask. We'll do what we need to do, but at the end of the day, it's all about covering the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the way that we do it, and we'll continue to do that the best way we can. So there you go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'll give my boldest prediction. My boldest prediction this year is that the Bucks aren't going to lose a game until they get to Denver.
Well, that's certainly possible, but here's from I look at the Denver Broncos, and they could be a sneaky team, and I get it. Brady's not played well in Denver because of the elevation, but to me, that falls on Drew Lock. Is Drew Lock good enough to overcome this Bucs defense? And that's the thing that really hasn't been talked about much. We keep on talking about the offense, but we don't talk about that defense and Shaq Barrett going back to Denver.
That's what I'm going to say. Shaq Barrett puts the other 52 guys on his shoulder, and he says, I was here for 4 years.
And we've seen those games before. He did it last year versus Carolina. He did it last year versus the Giants.
Put him on his shoulders. And I think
Absolutely.
I think going into Denver, I think JD, the professor, makes a great point. You go to Mile High, and just the fact that the altitude and being higher and the playing in Denver and a difference in playing at sea level here, we do here at Raymond James Stadium. But I think Shaq Barrett, I think that for all 16 games this year, for the Rams game, for the Chiefs game, which is the World Championship game, I haven't figured that one out. But I think for every game this year, there can be made a argument as to why the Bucks should not lose that game.
Yeah.
And maybe for the Chiefs game, it's because Shady McCoy, who had a very limited role last year in their championship, but now Shady McCoy is a running back on the Buccaneers running back squad. I think all 16 games at least make the argument that this team can say undefeated.
I think the most thing that I'm excited about seeing this team is the offense. A lot of people think it's going to be a Bruce Arians offense, and it very well may be, but it also may be a mix of New England in there. And if it's a mix of New England and you get a lead and you start giving it to a hoss like a Leonard Fournette, being a bell cow runner, and you don't turn over the ball, nobody can beat you at that point. You have the lead, you're running the ball, that's your closer. The Bucks haven't had that. So I'm curious to see if this team comes out. What's up, Joshua Cole Allen there? Get on there, and great job as always. I'm curious to see what the mix of this offense is going to be. Brady's going to get rid of the ball quicker. Is it going to be these long step drops of 5 to 7? Are the wide receivers going to change their routes? I mean, how is it going to work out? That's what I'm looking at. And then the defense and how they respond to have that second year under their belt. What can they do to incorporate a Levante David or a Devin White in that blitzing scheme? Not only Shaq Barrett and JPP, which, by the way, you're most likely, knock on wood, going to have him for a full year, but just having the overall defense and how it's going to be prepared. I almost feel like we're really underrating the defense, and the defense is about to shock everybody.
But the defense is, and this is what I'm going to go back to again, my dad and your dad watching from above, because going back to 79, the Buccaneers' success has literally always been predicated upon defense.
Yep.
And now we not only have one of the top 5, I think Joshua Cole, who's just off camera, I'm going to give him up my seat back up to Joshua. But I think we have one of the top 5 NFL defenses, number one against the run. And now you mix that with the mayhem on the offensive side of the ball. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and say it makes that 16-0 argument not a slam dunk, but it makes it a makeable argument.
I mean, I think the Bucks this year, their whole attitude has been, we're going to do whatever we need to do. We're putting all our chips out on the table. It's make or break year. I know you hate it, but Super Bowl, and they don't care. And they may try to roll up points on people when they have the offensive weapons to do that. Who do we got coming on here right now? What's going on here? We got a fan that wants to come on here? All right, Johnny Dean, what else?
That's it, man. Oh, I do have one more thing.
Yes.
Thursdays. Beware the Bay podcast is coming back to Bucks Report.
All right, there you go. Beware of the Bay podcast is coming back. I will not be on Thursday nights because we're taking off. We're letting you guys watch the football games. Go ahead, put your cans on there. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's your name?
My name is Jack, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
All right, Jack, you're on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We talk Bucks on here. I assume your team is the Bucks, or is there somebody else that's your favorite team?
Actually, my favorite team is the New York Jets, and I'll tell you Bucks fans this. I'm a bigger fan of Tom Brady being a Tampa Bay Buccaneer because I don't got to play him twice a year anymore.
What's happening with your Jets? You know, it's I feel bad to say this because you're a Jets fan. In the season already for you guys with Adam Gase and Sam Darnold there.
Correct, and I'll tell you what, man. As long as Darnold doesn't kiss any girls in New York City and he doesn't get hurt, I think he's going to be all right.
Hey, let me ask our special guest there, though. Brashard Perryman at wide receiver. How do you guys feel about having that guy? You saw how he showed up the last few weeks here in Tampa, and now you got Brashard Perryman as a Jet. Does that make you excited?
That makes me very excited, man. And I think he's going to be Sam Darnold's probably he might even be his number one receiver at this point.
Mm-hmm.
If we're actually like actually talking like logically right now, because as of right now, like the defense is kind of a mess. My boy Jamal Adams is over in Seattle. He completely dissed Adam Gase, and then a week later, C.J. Mosley says he doesn't want to play because of COVID.
Yeah,
the defense is a little bit right now is the two leaders on the
mess.
team. It's
the
a
whole
mess.
team is a mess at this point.
The whole team, the whole organization is a mess. I just want my owner to get back from overseas, start working for Trump, and start working for your New York Jets, who you own, Mr. Johnson.
All right, let's not make this political. But with the Jets here, is Adam Gase the coach to get this done, or do you think he's dead man walking and they hire somebody else next year?
I'll tell you what, man. He's got the guys who say that like Peyton Manning basically put him out as his boy, basically saying like, you know, like anybody who gets an internship or something like that, like, and a big name guy just gets him into a job in regular life. That's what happened with Adam Gase, with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was like, this guy is fantastic. Everybody should hire him. And if you actually look at the Miami Dolphins numbers when he was the coach and what he had to work with, it wasn't all in all that terrible, man. Like, okay, so he wasn't a miracle worker like Eric Mangini when he was the Jets coach back in 07, 08 or 06, 07. But he I'm willing to give this guy a chance. And I'll tell you what, man.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea because I don't know if Adam Gase is the coach that's going to be able to develop a Sam Darnold, but you have Le'Veon Bell. You do have some weapons there. So we'll see how it goes.
And that's why we got him, though. Right. We got this guy because they thought he could develop a young quarterback into being a Peyton Manning or something like that.
Any thoughts of being a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan? I get it. You're from Long Island. You're all about it.
I'll tell you what. You know what I love about the Bucks, and you know what I love is I got a lot of fans from New York who are Giant fans. And last year, I believe it was week 3 or it was September 21st. I remember it was the third or fourth week of September. What I really loved was all these Giant fans wanted to sit on the Giants sideline in the upper deck, not knowing what Florida heat is all about. So I'll tell you what.
You know what it's about right now, don't you?
Oh, yeah, man. Me and you were sweating, but guess what? We're used to it because we've been down here for a little bit.
Yes.
So my buddy, I'll tell you a funny story. My buddy, huge Giant fan, had a lot of money on the game. He goes, and he looks at me, he goes, I can't stand this heat, man. It's a 4:00 start, too. And he goes, I really can't stand this heat, man. I'm going to buy a ticket on the other side of the stadium for $200 right in the shade. I'm like, you go do that, buddy. And he does it. And by the time we're all freaking enjoying ourselves.
Hold on. You can't curse on here, but go ahead. Keep on going.
We're all enjoying ourselves up in the upper deck. And this guy's down there, and he's with Buck fans. And unfortunately, you didn't have a field goal kicker last year. Otherwise, you guys would have won the game a million times. And by the way,
wait, Peter, where's this guy? What part of New York is this guy from?
What part of New York are you from?
Bethpage, Long Island, New York.
I love this guy. Long Island in the house, or Staten Island in the house right here. But I love the fact that you talk about football games, and my dad, who Peter and I were just talking about, my dad, who's now above watching and enjoying from above, he used to talk about how they used to go every year to the Penn State game, and they would shoot vodka and OJ until they were blind by halftime. And it's just funny that you talk about football like that, because this isn't the way New Yorkers enjoy football, just like that.
That's the way we enjoy the game, my man. And I'll tell you what, man. Listen, these Buccaneers this year, though, their offense is going to be absolutely elite. As a matter of fact, second round, I took Mike Evans, and I even took him, and in the ESPN thing, Mike Godwin was just like 2 steps below him, and I was like, that's insane, man. To me, Mike Evans, Johnny Football wouldn't have been Johnny Football in college unless for Mike Evans, my friend.
I think you're right about that. I definitely think you're right. So give me a prediction on the Jets here. Absolutely. Give me a prediction on the Jets real quick.
My biased prediction or my unbiased prediction?
Give me your unbiased one.
We do have a tough schedule. We do have a tough schedule.
We can't have
9-7, and we get in a tiebreaker as a 6th seed.
So that's your unbiased one. What's your biased one?
14-2.
I think the son here. What's your name again? What's his name?
No. Oh, stop. My name is Jack. I'm from Bethpage, New York. Long Island, New York.
You know, the great thing about Jack is that's exactly how it's supposed to work. You have your unbiased opinion, 14-2. You have your more realistic opinion, maybe for Sam Darnold and those Jets and Brashard Perriman of a 9-7. But if you fall low, your expectations come in low. If you come in high, you're happy and surprised. So that's exactly the way it's supposed to work. But again, that's why I say the Buccaneers in 2020, 16-0.
Oh, okay.
Hey, hey, pal.
All right, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, get you out of here. All right, man. Thanks a lot for coming on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right,
it was a pleasure to be here, man. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you very much, Jack. We appreciate you. I'm not going to hold the fact against you that you're a Jets fan, because I feel like we can corrupt you here to be a Bucs fan. But thanks a lot.
Honestly,
if
there's one sport, it's a very beautiful time to be a Tampa Bay sports fan. You ain't going to get rid of my Islanders. You ain't going to get rid of my Yankees. You might be able to get rid of my Jets, though.
Hey. Islanders on Monday night against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We're coming.
Whoa, wait a minute. First of all, the Islanders are gone. The Yankees are 6.5 games back. And don't even get me started. I'm kidding. I love you. Hey, am I right, though? I'm Jets and Mets. You're either Jets and Mets or Yankees and Giants. I'm Jets and Mets.
Will you go
here's
somewhere
the thing, pal.
Ray?
Here's the thing, pal. I was born in 1990. And when I was actually able to be a human being in the mid 90s, the Yankees were heroes. The Jets had Vinny Testaverde, Keyshawn Johnson, Mr. Third Down, Mr. Wayne Corbett.
Yep.
They also had who was there on defense? Mo Lewis, and they had Aaron Glenn. Great football team in 1998. Okay, so that's why I'm a Jet fan.
I got you.
And they kind of screwed me, man, because otherwise you're right. I probably would have been a Giant fan if it wasn't for Vinny T, and if it wasn't for Keyshawn, who, by the way, shout out to all you Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, a Super Bowl champion.
Well, there's a camera right
a
there.
Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me the ball.
Yeah.
Give me the ball.
I like this guy more and more. The more he speaks, the more I like him. And I'm not saying you got to be a Mets and Jets or Giants and Yankees, but you're right because of exactly where you were born and where you came up, and the Mets were doing great or the Jets were doing good. But as far as 2020 goes, I got to tell you, those Lightning, they're gonna put those Islanders out in 5 games.
Hey, pal. No way. We're going to give you a run for your money. That's my unbiased opinion, by the way.
Hey. We'll see you tomorrow night here. Thanks a lot for coming on the
so
Evolution.
much, sir.
Appreciate you.
I really love everything.
Absolutely. Thank you very
Sorry
much.
for cursing.
No, that's okay. It happens here. We say 3 things on the sports web. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Thanks a lot, Jack, for coming on there. Mike is still free there, guys, so go ahead and...
Peter, I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to put this out there. We got Joshua coming back on, but we need to get you out because you've been out there now. And I know that people are, maybe if you're not down here at Isla del Sol on the concourses here going out to the beaches, don't realize how strong that sun is. But we need to get you out, my friend, so we can have you ready and roaring to go a week from today for week 1 in New Orleans with the Bucks versus the Saints. So I just want to tell you, I've had you on a pitch count, and you're coming up on a time to end this show. So go ahead, get ready to wrap this thing up, brother.
All right, I'm going to read the comments here. Get out of here, Tampa Bay Ray. Joshua Cole Allen, welcome back here to the Evolution, buddy. All right, let's read some of these comments, and then we will get out of here for the night. Stephen Fair, says Charles. Didn't he play for someone last year? Yash says, until we beat the Saints consistently, they are a better team. I'm happy, Peter. Good stuff. The boys are back. Beware, the Bay podcast is coming back on Thursday mornings. It looks like 7 days until kickoff.
Nice and early, so you wake up with some Buccaneers talk.
There you go. Good stuff. What's up, Johnny Dean? North Sports will be Andrew Fulbear. The big board. Can't wait for the day I'm down at the Deck Bar and Grill, joining you gents and handing out many Canada flags and autographs. Oh, Canada. All right.
Stand on time here.
I got to wipe my eyes. There's a sweat. Wow.
It's a hot one.
Yeah, it is a hot one. So we'll
It's
get out
a
here.
scorcher.
Are you guys surprised that Divinity didn't make the practice squad?
I am surprised. They had a bevy of options there. Noah Dawkins is another name that didn't make the practice squad. He came over mid-season, was a good practice special teams player. There's a lot of shuffling to go on. We know this. It's not over yet. The roster's not fixated. There could be a possibility that he comes back on the active roster or the practice squad. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens because, once again, this roster is fluid. Miss having time to watch. I've been really busy, but it's next Sunday, baby. I'm so stoked for the game. Cannot wait. Tell your friends. Absolutely, Jason. Thanks a lot. Absolutely. Ray Kennedy photobombing in the background. Yeah, stop calling us the damn Tampa Bay Patriots. We are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, period.
Tampa Bay.
Peter H. Blake, you got to find some Bucs sunglasses, brother. We'll see what we can do. We can figure out here. The first playoff win versus the Lions was great, but my favorite memory was Leroy running Walter Payton down and keeping him scoreless. Let's go out to Jason here. I'm not scared. I'm not really. Good stuff. Jason says we will climb up the NFL record list if we win this year and our own. Ray J finally have respect.
Correct.
Jason says I agree. Calling in now, Pats versus Bucks at Ray J.
Ooh, that would be a fun Super Bowl.
that is the prediction that's been put out by Cedric. How are the Bucks going to play the Pats in the Super Bowl? They aren't going to be there. Pats won't even win their own division this year.
Womp, 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 womp.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly a possibility. All right. Jason says trolling the meatballs. Absolutely. Jason, laugh out loud. Hold on. Probably not, but what I want them in the Super Bowl because I predicted it years ago. Always wanted it. Yash says I said the same thing. Jason, fire them cannons for 7 days. Here we go. We'll read the rest of these comments, and then we'll get out of here. This is new. It is. You're late, stunning. Absolutely. He's late. I can see that. Heard people say that Gronk is a shell of himself, man. Took a year off. He is going to be elite. Johnny Dean with the flags there. Don't forget Scotty Don't Know Miller. He definitely knows 11-5, but dominant in the division. Absolutely. Not sure Peter H. Blake, but I will be up there soon as possible to meet you and watch the game. Sounds great, buddy. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Do we know when or if Fournette jersey are available yet to buy? We have no idea about that, but I'm
Not
sure
even a number yet.
we don't even know the number yet. So, yes, we don't know the number, so we'll just say we don't know, and that's okay. We do that here on the Sports Web. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about 16-0, the possibility. What's up, Jack?
I had it first.
Beep. There you go. Great show, guys. As always, we'll read the rest, and then we'll get out of here. Yash. Yankees are 5.5 games behind. Woohoo, Tampa Bay Rays. Go Bolts. Fire them cannons for Jack. We did. The big test will be against the KC Chiefs. Go Bucks. Robert says, yes, Cuzzy. Tampa Bay Lightning hockey. And then, of course, the last comment, J. Cole. J. Cole, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. This is going to be a great place to come down and watch the Bucks games.
Yes.
Have some great food. Listen, I judge a place on wings and burgers, and they got some of the best I've had since I've been down here in Tampa Bay. Drink specials are always great. Food specials. You got that spicy meatball special on Monday. You got pelicans flying in the lake in front of us. Music in the background right now inside. Obviously, you know, Cedric is a great guy out here. All the wait staff and bartenders are
Bucks
great.
TVs across here. You're going to see Bucks TVs. Most likely, you're going to see a Bucks Report banner in the background. You're going to have fans. You're going to have web heads, and you're all welcome on the Evolution. Before I get out of here, Tampa Bay Ray.
Big projection screen inside.
Yes, absolutely. Your final thoughts, my friend.
Guys, I hope since all of us have been knee-high to a grasshopper and we went to tailgate parties and Bucks games since way back, whatever year it was, I hope that everybody out there realizes, and I don't think I'm breaking any news here, that none of us are getting rich off of doing this. We do this because it's a passion of love. It's a passion that we love to do. And I hope that you guys can enjoy joining us this year. And it just so happens that COVID-19 happened this year. Bucks Report had already had major plans to improve and continue that trajectory we talk about. And I hope that for those of you that can make it out here to the Deck Bar and Grill at Isabel Sol, I hope you join us and come out and feel the excitement and the fun of what 2020 season will begin. But the next time you see us will be a week from today. It'll be game 1. It'll be the Bucks versus the Saints. And we're just so excited. And thank you for letting us be a part of your day to bring that to you.
All right, so we got some breaking news coming down according to Rick Hughes, but of course we'll go to our sources here in Greg Allman of The Athletic. Dare Ungambale to the Raiders.
Raiders.
There you go.
I told you guys that the thing about it, Steve Christie, Plan B free agency, 1990 whatever, you got a guy where you may have a wink nod agreement in place, but then one of the other 31 teams looks at Ungambale and are like, the work this guy's put in, the commitment he was willing to make, and good for him. We hope him. And unfortunately, it's not an NFC and not an NFC South team. Wish him the best of luck.
Absolutely. There you go. So we'll get you out of here, Tampa Bay. Ray Kennedy, thanks a lot for coming on The Evolution, and we expect to see you next week, of course.
I'm here.
All right, there you go. So Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. So we're going to get out of here live from the Deck Bar and Grill at Isla del Sol. For Joshua Cole Allen, for Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, Best of the Bay, I'm your host, Peter Blake. We'll see you soon here from the deck on The Evolution of Sports Talk Television. See you later.
You're now in the Sports Web, a sports talk show for the hardcore fan. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. you.